Hi, Susan. How you doing? Thank you so much for your post here. So the movie poster it is, right? Good job describing and rationalizing your color choices and describing some of your choices. So that said, let's jump right to the piece. Now, Susan, I've got some concerns about this piece, and so hear me out, and I think they'll make sense. So my main concern about this piece is it's very, very much lacking in illustrative technique. So what you're saying here is that this is the logo, and this logo has been supplied. So when I look at this piece, I see this is really the only illustrative technique that is employed in the entire poster. Um, if this was an original illustration, I would say let's increase the size and feature it in the poster. But it's not, so unfortunately, all we have here in terms of displaying your illustrative prowess is a series of triangles with some texture involved and circles with some type. So there's really, I just don't see this as stretching your and flexing your illustrative technique muscles and employing some of the techniques that we've learned in the first 2 weeks of class and some other more advanced techniques. Now, this is important because imagine this scenario, Susan. So you're sitting in front of a portfolio reviewer or a hiring professional, okay? And let's say I'm a hiring professional. I'm interested in interviewing you, and we got to the portfolio process, right? I'm looking through your portfolio, and I go like this, and I say, oh, okay, can you describe this piece a little bit? And you describe it to me, and I say, that's an interesting illustration. What was your idea behind that? And you say, well, that's actually not original. And I say to myself, or at least I think to myself, well, wait a second, this is from a class in illustration, and the only illustration here is something that is not original. This doesn't make sense. And that's the way I would think about it. And I think if you put yourself in that position, I think you would say the same thing. That's if you were looking at an illustrative piece in a portfolio from a student, from an illustration class, you would go, well, wait a second, where are the illustrations? I really want you to push yourself on this, Susan. I really do. Now, you've got a couple of choices. You can stick with this, but just add some other sort of detailed illustration, or you can start over. Now, it so happens that to me, film posters, I think I'm still waiting. I'm still waiting for the day that I get hired to do a film poster for a film festival. I submit work, I supply bids all the time for film festival posters and marketing materials, but I have never been selected yet. So I'm still awaiting that day. I can't wait for the day that I can design a film poster. And the reason I say that is because it's just, let me just do this for you. And I want you to do this. So if you redesign this for submission, I would like you to do this. Just come out here. Let's just come out here and we'll open a new window. And we're going to say, in our search, we're going to say Movie Fest poster. And we're going to take a, what the heck? Okay, not exactly sure what happened there. Hang on one second. Okay, that was a little weird. So I just stopped and hopefully this will work. I'll let you know in a second. But anyways, so I just did Movie Fest posters, Google, and I'm gonna do an image search. And wow, there's so many cool ideas for Movie Fest posters. I've been following Movie Fest posters for years, so I think there's just some really, really great opportunity for illustrative technique. So my recommendation at this point, Susan, is honestly, I would like to see a redesign. I'd like to see a redesign and really try to push your illustrative techniques here. And feel free to jump out here, do a image search for Movie Fest posters, and see if you can get some ideas. You will get some ideas. There's some really fantastic stuff going on through here. So that is my recommendation moving forward. Now, if you want to stick with this, as I said, I would just try to employ some detailed illustrations in here. Maybe replace this with something that you've come up with on your own. Okay, I hope my comments make sense, and I don't want to sound discouraging, but you know, as you've probably gathered by now, I'm really, really very heavily concentrated on inducing students to push themselves to their maximum capability. And I do this in this class, and I do this in every other class I teach too. So those students who have had me before will attest to the fact that I do try to push students to their maximum capability and really get students to step out of their comfort zone, because that's how we learn, right? So, so again, I don't want to sound discouraging, but I really would like to see a more advanced illustrative techniques in your moving post. So let me know your reactions, Susan, and we'll take it from there. So any questions at all, please let me know. I'll be glad to clarify. Thank you very much.